Jack Reeves stood at the viewport, watching the Krozak homeworld grow larger. The planet looked like a giant red eye staring back at him. His hands tightened into fists. "They'll never agree to help us," said Captain Harris beside him. "Not without proof we're worthy," Jack nodded. The ship's metal walls felt too close, too tight. Earth needed this alliance. The Hive Collective had already taken 3 outer colonies, billions dead, and now they were moving toward Earth. "The Krozak respect only one thing," Harris continued. "Combat skill." The landing bay opened below them, revealing a crowd of the alien warriors. Each stood 7 to 9 feet tall, with scaled skin and eyes that glowed yellow in the red light of their sun. They carried ceremonial blades and wore armor made from the bones of enemies. "Remember," Harris whispered as the ramp lowered, "no sudden moves." Jack followed the diplomatic team down. The heat hit him first dry and heavy, then the smell like metal and blood. The Krozak leader, Supreme War Chief Drakter, waited at the bottom. His face was covered in ritual scars. "So these are humans," Drakter said through the translator. His voice sounded like rocks grinding together. "Smaller than I expected." Ambassador Chun bowed. "We come seeking alliance against our common enemy." Drakter laughed, a harsh sound that made Jack's skin crawl. "Why would the mighty Kazakh join with soft creatures who hide behind words and machines?" "The Hive will come for you next," Chun said. "Let them come." Drakter pointed to a massive Krozak warrior standing apart from the others. "Vorthik has killed 300 challengers. No one has ever landed a single blow against him." Jack studied the champion. 8 feet tall, muscles like steel cables under his scaled skin. But there was something in the way he moved, a pattern. "If you want our help," Drakter continued, "prove your worth. One human must face Vorthik in the combat ring." The diplomatic team went pale. Chun started to object, but Jack stepped forward. "I'll do it." Harris grabbed his arm. "Are you crazy? That thing will tear you apart." Jack pulled free. "I was Earth boxing champion for 3 years. Before I joined the military. This isn't boxing," Harris hissed. "Vorthik has killed every challenger. Humans, aliens, all dead. Then we're dead anyway," Jack said. "Without the alliance, Earth falls." Drakter's yellow eyes narrowed. "The human accepts?" Interesting. Jack was given 6 hours to prepare. In a small room, he watched recordings of Vorthik's previous fights. The alien moved with incredible power, but followed patterns. All his opponents attacked the same way, direct, head-on. None tried anything different. "You're really going through with this?" Chun asked from the doorway. Jack didn't look up from the screen. "My brother died when the Hive took New Mars. My parents on Europa Station. This won't bring them back." "No," Jack agreed. "But it might save everyone else." A Krozak guard appeared. "Time." Jack followed him through dark corridors to a circular arena. Thousands of Krozak filled the seats, their voices a low rumble like distant thunder. In the center stood Vorthik, his scaled skin gleaming under the harsh lights. Drakter's voice boomed through the arena. "The human has chosen death. Place your bets on how long he survives." The crowd roared with laughter. Jack stepped into the ring. The sand felt hot under his feet. Vorthik looked down at him and spoke in broken human language. "I will keep your skull as trophy." Jack looked up at the towering alien and asked a question no one expected. "What happens if I win?" Vorthik stared at Jack, yellow eyes blinking in confusion. The question hung in the air between them. "Win?" The alien's laugh echoed across the arena. "No one wins against Vorthik." The crowd went quiet, waiting for the fight to begin. Jack felt sweat run down his back. He kept his breathing steady, just like before his championship matches on Earth. Vorthik spread his arms wide, showing off his massive frame to the crowd. The alien's attention shifted away from Jack for just a second. That was all Jack needed. He moved forward in a blur, left jab to the throat, Right hook to the jaw. Left uppercut to the stomach. Right cross to the temple. Left hook to the eye. 5 hits in less than 2 seconds. Vorthik stumbled backward, green blood dripping from his face. The arena went completely silent. No one moved. No one breathed. Impossible, someone whispered. Jack bounced on his toes, hands up in boxing stance. The human fighting style was unknown here. These aliens relied on raw power and size, not speed and technique. Vorthik touched his face, looked at the blood on his fingers. His eyes changed from yellow to deep red. He roared, a sound so loud it shook dust from the arena ceiling. "You die now, human." The alien charged like a freight train. Jack dodged, but Vorthik was faster than he looked. A massive fist caught Jack's shoulder, sending him flying across the ring. He hit the ground hard, rolled, got back to his feet. Pain shot through his arm. Dislocated shoulder, maybe broken. Vorthik didn't wait. He attacked again, swinging both arms like clubs. Jack ducked under one swing, but caught the other across his chest. Ribs cracked. Jack tasted blood. The crowd found its voice, cheering for their champion. Jack backed away, trying to create distance. His vision blurred. One more hit like that would finish him. Human bleeds. Vorthik shouted, "Human dies." Jack remembered his father's words from long ago. When you're outmatched, fight smarter, not harder. He studied Vorthik's movements. The alien was strong but top-heavy, unbalanced. Jack feinted left, then darted right. Vorthik followed, but too slow. Jack landed 3 more quick punches to the alien's side, targeting what he hoped was a vulnerable spot. Vorthik grunted but didn't slow down. A massive hand grabbed Jack's injured arm. Pain exploded through his body. Vorthik lifted him off the ground, held him high for the crowd to see. "See your champion now?" Vorthik bellowed to the humans watching from the edge of the arena. Jack struggled, kicked, but couldn't break free. Vorthik slammed him down onto the hard sand. Something broke inside Jack's chest. He couldn't breathe. The alien stood over him, raising both fists for the killing blow. The crowd chanted Vorthik's name. Jack saw Captain Harris turn away, unable to watch. Ambassador Chun covered her face. The other humans looked defeated already. Vorthik's shadow fell across Jack's face. The alien leaned down, wanting Jack to see death coming. "Any last words, human?" Jack's hand moved to his boot, where he'd hidden something that Krazak had missed in their weapons check. Not a weapon exactly. Just a small device he'd taken from the medical bay. "Yeah," Jack whispered through bloody lips. "I studied your anatomy." He pressed the device against Vorthik's leg and activated it. The device hummed against Vorthik's leg. The alien's eyes widened as an electric pulse shot through his nervous system, targeting the cluster of nerves behind his knee joint. Vorthik screamed. His leg buckled. The massive warrior crashed to the ground beside Jack. Jack didn't waste the moment. Despite his broken ribs and dislocated shoulder, he rolled away and staggered to his feet. The crowd roared in shock. "Get up!" Jack spat blood onto the sand. "We're not done." Vorthik tried to stand, but his right leg wouldn't respond. The nerve cluster was temporarily paralyzed. The alien's face twisted with rage and confusion. "What did you do?" He growled. "I told you. I studied your anatomy." Jack circled his opponent. "The nerve bundle behind your knee controls your lower leg. Basic Krazak biology." Vorthik lunged forward on his good leg, swinging wildly. Jack ducked under the blow and drove his fist into the alien's throat, another vulnerable spot. Vorthik gagged and fell back. Jack pressed his advantage. He couldn't match the alien's strength, but he didn't need to. He targeted weak points joints, pressure points, nerve clusters, each strike precise, each movement calculated. The crowd fell silent again, watching in disbelief as the humans systematically took apart their undefeated champion. Vorthik made one final desperate attack. He caught Jack with a glancing blow that sent him spinning. But the alien's balance was gone. He toppled forward, crashing face first into the sand. Jack stood over him, breathing hard. Blood ran from his nose and mouth. His left arm hung useless at his side. But he was still standing. "Yield," Jack said. Vorthik looked up, green blood covering his face. "Krazak never yield. Then I'll finish this." Jack raised his foot to strike the final blow to Vorthik's head. The arena held its breath. "Enough!" Draktor's voice boomed across the sand. Guards rushed into the ring, surrounding Jack with weapons drawn. Draktor followed, his face dark with anger. "The human cheated," he snarled. "Used a device." "This victory is void." Ambassador Chun stepped forward. There were no rules against technology, only against bringing weapons. Silence. Draktor turned to the crowd. "The human used trickery against our champion. There will be no alliance with these dishonorable creatures." A new voice cut through the tension. The human fought with intelligence, something our warriors could learn from. A female Krazak stepped into the ring, taller than Draktor, with deeper scars across her scaled face. Jack recognized her from the briefing files. War Master Krenva, leader of the Eastern clans. "You dare question my judgment?" Draktor challenged. "I dare speak truth," Krenva replied. The human found weakness and exploited it, as any true warrior would, the crowd murmured. Jack swayed on his feet, close to collapse. Captain Harris rushed forward to support him. "The human has earned respect," Krenva continued, "and we need this alliance as much as they do. The hive grows stronger each day." Draktor's hand moved to his ceremonial blade. "The Eastern clans forget their place. The Supreme War Chief forgets his duty to our people." Krenva's own guards moved into the arena, weapons ready. Jack felt the tension shift. This wasn't just about his fight anymore. This was Krazak politics, deadly and unpredictable. The last thing he saw before darkness took him was Krenva's guards surrounding Draktor, and the arena erupting into chaos. Jack woke to the sound of strange machinery. His body felt heavy, floating in warm liquid. He opened his eyes to see he was suspended in a clear tank filled with glowing blue gel. His wounds were gone. A Krazak face appeared on the other side of the glass. "Krenva, welcome back, human warrior," she said. "Much has changed while you slept." Jack stepped out of the healing tank, his skin tingling as the blue gel dripped off his body. A Krazak attendant handed him a set of clothes, a mix of human and Krazak design. "How long was I out?" Jack asked. 3 days, Krenva answered. "Your body was badly damaged." Jack flexed his arm. The pain was gone. He felt stronger than before. "What happened after I passed out?" Krenva's yellow eyes gleamed. "Draktor is no longer Supreme War Chief. The council voted him out after your fight showed his poor judgment. And you took his place," Jack guessed. "Yes, the Eastern clans now lead. And we want the alliance with humans." She gestured for him to follow. "Your Ambassador Chun has been waiting to see you." They walked through wide corridors carved from red stone. Krazak warriors stopped and placed fists over their chests as Jack passed, a sign of respect. "They call you Blood Dancer," Krenva explained. "The way you moved in the fight impressed many." They entered a large chamber where the human delegation waited. Ambassador Chun rushed forward. "Jack, thank God you're alive." She looked at Krenva. "We were starting to think we'd never see him again." "Krazak healing takes time," Krenva said. "But it is complete." Captain Harris stepped forward. "You did it, Jack. The alliance is happening. War Master Krenva has agreed to join forces against the Hive." Jack nodded, but something felt off. "What's the catch?" Krenva made a sound like grinding stones, a Krazak laugh. "Smart human. Yes, there is a condition. You must train our warriors in your fighting methods." "Me?" I'm not a teacher. You defeated our greatest champion. That makes you qualified. Krenva's tone left no room for argument. Our warriors are strong, but predictable. The hive adapts quickly. We need new ways to fight. Before Jack could respond, a young Krozak burst into the room. War Master, urgent news from the border outposts. Krenva took a data tablet from the messenger. Her face darkened as she read. The hive has destroyed 3 human colonies in the Orion sector. They move faster than we predicted. The room went silent. Jack felt cold despite the heat. How? Ambassador Chun whispered. Those colonies had our best defenses. The hive knew exactly where to strike, Captain Harris said. Like they had inside information. Jack looked around the room at the human delegation. 6 people who knew Earth's defense plans. One of them could be a traitor. We start training now, Jack said to Krenva. Today, the training arena was filled with 50 Krozak warriors, all watching Jack with skeptical eyes. At the back stood Vorthik, his face still bearing scars from their fight. Your warriors rely too much on strength, Jack explained. The hive uses numbers and speed. You need to adapt. He demonstrated basic boxing moves and more complex military combat techniques. The Krozak tried to copy him, their massive bodies struggling with the quick, precise movements. This is useless, one warrior growled. Human fighting is for the weak. Jack pointed at Vorthik. Ask your champion if human fighting is weak. Vorthik stepped forward. The arena went quiet. I will try the human way, he said, surprising everyone. The blood dancer defeated me. I would learn how. The other warriors followed Vorthik's lead. Hour after hour, they practiced. Jack corrected their form, showed them how to use an opponent's weight against them. By nightfall, even the most skeptical warriors were showing improvement. Jack felt a glimmer of hope. As the training ended, Captain Harris entered the arena with a grim face. Jack, we need to talk. Privately. They walked to a quiet corner. We found something, Harris whispered. Communications sent to the hive, from inside our delegation. Who? We don't know yet. But whoever it is just sent new information. Harris looked around nervously. They told the hive about you. About your training methods. Why would that matter? Because the hive is sending an assassin. Harris gripped Jack's arm. They're coming for you specifically. And they'll be here tonight. Jack didn't sleep that night. He sat in his quarters with the lights off, waiting. A single knife lay on the table beside him, a gift from Vorthik after training. The door slid open silently at midnight. A shadow moved inside, barely visible. I was wondering when you'd show up, Dr. Patel, Jack said. The ship's medical officer froze. How did you know? The healing tank. Only you had access to my medical data. Perfect chance to send the hive my weaknesses. Patel's form changed, skin rippling as the disguise fell away. Beneath was something not human pale, with too many joints in its limbs. The hive offers evolution, the creature said in Patel's voice. Humans could join us, by becoming slaves, by becoming perfect. The assassin moved with blinding speed. Jack rolled aside as claws slashed through the air where his head had been. He grabbed the knife and slashed back, catching the creature across its chest. Black blood sprayed the wall. The assassin shrieked the sound that brought Krozak guards running. Stay back. Jack shouted as the door burst open. It's mine. The assassin attacked again. Jack used everything he'd learned in his years of fighting, and everything he'd taught the Krozak that day. He moved like water around the creature's attacks, striking at joints and weak points. The fight spilled into the corridor. The assassin was wounded, but still deadly. It caught Jack with a glancing blow that opened his cheek to the bone. Vorthik appeared at the end of the hall. Blood dancer. He tossed Jack a second knife. Jack caught it mid-air and turned back to face the assassin. This is for New Mars, Jack said. For my brother. He threw the first knife as a distraction. As the assassin dodged, Jack drove the second knife deep into its throat. The creature collapsed, body dissolving into black ooze. Alarms blared throughout the Krozak fortress. War Master Krenva arrived with a full security team. "The Hive knows we're allied," she said. "They've launched attacks across 3 systems." Jack wiped blood from his face. "Then we fight back. Now, the next 12 hours were a blur of planning and preparation. The human delegation and Krozak War Council worked together, combining strategies. Jack's training methods were quickly taught to thousands of Krozak warriors. As dawn broke, Jack stood on the bridge of Krenva's flagship. Below, a massive fleet of Krozak warships joined with the human vessels that had arrived from Earth. "The Hive Queen's ship has been located," Captain Harris reported. "She's directing the attack personally." "Then that's our target," Jack said. Krenva nodded. "A strike force, small and fast, while our fleets engage their main forces." "I'll lead it," Jack said. "We will lead it." Vorthik stepped forward. Together, the battle was chaos. Ships exploded in silent bursts of light against the blackness of space. Jack's strike team fought their way through Hive defenses, using the combined tactics of human speed and Krozak strength. They reached the Queen's chamber, a massive organic space at the heart of the Hive ship. The Queen herself was enormous, with multiple limbs and a pulsing, glowing brain visible through translucent skin. "Humans," she hissed. "So small, so temporary, but adaptable," Jack replied. "And not alone anymore." The Queen attacked with psychic force that dropped half the strike team to their knees. Jack felt pressure building in his skull, but pushed through it. Vorthik roared in pain, but kept moving forward. Together, they reached the Queen. Together, they struck the killing blow. The Hive forces collapsed into confusion without their Queen. The combined human Krozak fleet pressed their advantage, driving them back across all fronts. 1 month later, Jack stood again in the Krozak arena. This time, not as a fighter, but as an honored guest. War Master Krenva addressed the gathered clans. "The human blood dancer has proven his worth not once, but twice. In combat and in war." Vorthik stepped forward, carrying a ceremonial blade. "No outsider has ever received the mark of a Krozak battle brother." Until today, Jack knelt as Vorthik approached. The blade glowed red-hot. "This will hurt," Vorthik said. Jack smiled. "Pain is temporary. Alliance is forever." The blade touched his shoulder, burning the sacred mark into his skin. Jack didn't flinch. As he rose, the entire arena of Krozak warriors pounded their chests in respect. A sound like thunder that promised the Hive, and any enemy of Earth or Krozak, would soon learn what it meant to face their combined might. The galaxy would never be the same.